So I'm making this video because I'm about to remodel my shed. I bought this house a few months ago and I kind of had it on my radar that I was gonna do something with the shed, like add electrical, maybe make it into a workshop or something. And then I got a friend that hit me up and said he wanted a place to live. So what I'm gonna try to do is rent out my room to him and then make this into my little bedroom. So the whole shed is about 11 by 11 square foot with this little loft up here. And what I'm gonna do is add some plywood up here and a little stair set, and I'll put my bed up there, maybe big living space right here with like a futon. And then tomorrow I have somebody doing the electrical work. As you can see, he didn't charge me for the ditch because I rented a trencher from Home Depot for about $100. It took me 2 hours and it saved me like $1,000. So if you can talk to an electrician and tell him that you're willing to do most of the work yourself, that somebody without any electrical experience can do. For me, that was getting the trencher rented and dug. He said he really didn't want to do it. I was like, I don't want getting my hands dirty. It'll save me some money. So my total budget for this whole project is going to be around $4,000. I already put a door in a few months ago, so I didn't film that. But this used to be like a barn door. All I did was I reframed the opening, cut the barn door out, and then luckily I found a door that fit perfectly. I think they're pretty universal, but if not, all you gotta do is cut these studs to match your door. And honestly, I would just watch another YouTube video for that because I've never done it. So maybe YouTube that. But besides that, put in some foam insulation. After the electrical is done, I'll touch back in. All right, so I got the shed wired up. As you can see, I got this switch right here. This one powers the upper loft. I got 2 lights up there. And then I got a switch up there that also powers them. So when I get into bed, I can just turn them off with that switch. And then I got this middle switch that powers the 2 loft lights, and then also powers this chandelier. That looked really cool in the center of the room. I got 1, 2, 3 behind that, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 outlets. And outside, as you can see, I got this last light that powers this super bright 2,600 lumen patio light. I got him to hook that up for an extra 50 bucks, and that just gives my skate ramp a little bit of light. And it has 2 lights on it, as you can see. So one of them point at the ramp, and then the other one I can point at the patio whenever that gets done. But now I'm going to do the insulation. So what I got here is 2 bags. I'm gonna need some more, but I just got 2 for now because there's not a lot of room in here. 23-inch insulation for these 22.5-inch gaps. They're 2x4 studs, and the insulation is 3.5 inches thick. So should fit pretty perfectly. Nice and snug, not too snug. So I'm gonna go around and cut them all to length. I'll probably film a time lapse. So I got all the insulation done. It's been about 3 full days of work, and I had a little bit of help from some friends, but I'm ready to start the paneling. I decided that I'm gonna do wood paneling, and I think what I'm gonna do is have the beadboard side for the ceiling running long ways, and then for all the walls, I'm gonna flip them around so that the back is showing. So it'll look a little bit like drywall, but I really didn't want to mess with all the mudding and the drywall myself. And then I got some estimates from people that do drywall, and it was going to be way out of my price range for this. So I honestly figured that since it's just a shed, I'm going to stick with the less expensive, less difficult option. What I'm going to do today is first I'm going to get a lot of this stuff off the ground. It's just been building up, and I haven't taken the time to clean up, and it's obviously not very fun to work around. I was on Pinterest looking at ideas for the stairs, and I found a really small set of spiral stairs that I think will fit right here in this little corner if I cut a hole in the ceiling. So what I did was took out all the insulation. I didn't even really need insulation here in the first place, but I thought I had some extra. I thought it'd help with like sound, or maybe give me a little bit of warmth. I don't know. But yeah, I took out that insulation, and I'm gonna cut a hole right here right now, and I'm gonna put a 4x4 piece of wood, like a stud, going straight down to the floor, and then it's gonna spiral around it. I'll put up a picture on the screen so you can kind of see what I'm talking about, but I think it should work, and it'll take up a lot less space than what I was gonna do. I was gonna do something similar, but kind of out here in the middle, leading up to the side. And I just figure if I do this, then I can build a closet that attaches to the back of the staircase right here, and it'll all be kind of contained in this one little square. And I can also take this insulation out, run a pole through each of these 2x6s, and use that as my my closet hangers. So that works out pretty well. So what I'm gonna do now is, since I'm gonna do another layer of subfloor, what I'm gonna do is take some of this sheeting, because I have extra, and do another layer of it. But for now, I'm just gonna do one sheet right here so that I can get working on the stairs. I'm gonna leave the rest undone for now because I just got too much stuff in here to do the whole floor. But I'm gonna clean out this little spot, vacuum it, just get it nice and clean, and then lay a sheet down so that I can work. And then I'm gonna get started framing out the closet now. All right, so as you can see, I took a 2x6, cut it up, and just blocked it out so that the insulation was covered, because obviously I don't want any exposed insulation. But now I cut this 4x4 and got it level, and then just put a single screw in it to hold it in there temporarily, because I'll probably be moving it around a little bit. But for now, I got it marked at the bottom, did a little pencil mark so I know where it goes. And if I zoom out, you can kind of see where the staircase is gonna go. Now I'm gonna go up there and cut the opening. As you can see, I didn't block this out yet because I haven't decided if I'll have the headroom or not to put a block here, or if I want to cut this back a little bit and maybe make like a slope so that it tapers in and I'll have a little bit more headroom. Alright, so I've made a pretty good amount of progress since last time. I messed up a little bit here on the stringer. There's a gap. Just miscut the angle, but besides that, it looks pretty good. What I did was I took this sheet of paper. It's super messy because I messed up on the lines a few times, but essentially just drew out for like a top view of the stairs so that I knew exactly how they're gonna lay out before I screwed them in. And since I only have 2x6s, I made sure that the highest point wasn't any bigger than 5.5 inches, just so I didn't have any like flat spots at the end. But yeah, it's honestly not the easiest process ever getting everything to work out, but I definitely recommend drawing it out before you start, because it definitely helps you visualize it before you just start screwing things in. Winding staircase is honestly no joke, but I'm gonna keep working at it, and I'll get back to you when I get all these footings up. All right, so I got it all painted. Looks pretty good. Got all the white on the top, gray on the walls, nice little contrast. There's a few little spots that aren't perfect, but looks pretty good if you ask me, honestly. I'm still gonna add some like trim around here, make that look a lot better. I got this stain that is gonna match the floor, and I think it would look really good. It had like a natural wood finish, so yeah, I'm gonna sand off all this like paint and dirt and stuff, just clean it up a lot, and then stain that, and then I'll be done painting. All right, so this is the vinyl plank flooring I'm using, and you can see it's a little different than the color I was going for, but I'll say that I think it's close enough. This is only one coat, and I might have went a little heavy on it, but I don't think I'm gonna do another one, except for some of the spots that maybe are a little lighter on the stringer there. But besides that, what I'm gonna do is just go over it with some polyurethane to kind of give it a little bit of gloss, like a semi-gloss, and just to protect it and seal it. And then after that, I'm gonna go over some of these splash marks because I got a little messy with the stain. Just run that over with a paintbrush.
What's up, guys? So we figured out that the floor isn't quite level, so we've got a couple bags of this self-leveling concrete. I'm gonna mix it up here and just throw it on, and hopefully it works out. We've never done this before, so before you put any of this concrete, Quikrete level shit down, you're gonna want to put some advanced acrylic primer on there. And you're just gonna want to get it nice and even across all of the rough surfaces. And you're gonna want to let it sit for a few hours, probably 2.5 to 3 hours. We've already done that. Now it's time to put some concrete down. We got this sick ass mixing bit.
Find them at Lowe's for like 10 bucks. They're paint mixers.
About $3.50. It's a paint mixer.
But they're great for this.
You could also use it for your eggs in the morning. Get a bucket full of, if you got a whole village to feed, make a cake. All right, we're gonna get mixing here. Let's do it.
All right, so the floor is level and I'm ready to put down the vinyl plank flooring. So as you can see, I got this Brawlton oak waterproof vinyl flooring, and this stuff's great. It's already got the underlayment attached. So all I have to do is basically put it down, lock it in. So yeah, it'll be pretty straightforward. You can cut it using just a regular like a utility knife. Just score it and then breaks in half, just like any vinyl plank flooring. Only thing I'll have to worry about is like going around this wall here and the stairs. What you want to do is leave like a 1/2 inch gap between the wall and the flooring for expansion. But a little trick you can do is when you're, instead of using spacers for that 1/2 inch gap, you can screw in the plank flooring and then unscrew it once you're done so that it just stays still. A lot of people use blocks, that works too, but I found that it kind of gets in the way and they move on you pretty constantly, and screws will keep it still. And then the holes can be filled with the, when you put in the trim later, and whether you're using quarter round or what, but yeah, that should work perfectly fine. And then I think I'm just gonna leave this little gap here because I'm gonna fill that in later with some sort of like a block of wood that'll stay in the same color. I forget what it's called. A little threshold, I guess. Alright, so this is a quick tutorial of how to cut your vinyl plank flooring. All I'm going to do is cut this one in half roughly because I want to create an offset of the other planks that I've already used. I don't want them to line up, so how it kind of has that stair-stepping effect. So I'm just going to kind of roughly cut it in half, and all you do, take a utility knife, take your straight edge. I got a triangle here. I mean, it definitely helps to keep it straight, so if you have one of these, use it. And then push down really hard because you don't want this to slide on you. And then give it some pressure and make a little cut. Now it's not going to cut all the way through, but then this stuff's made where it just breaks right in half. Super easy, but I will say once you get to like smaller cuts, like if I was going to make a cut right here, you're not really getting a lot of leverage, so it's going to be kind of tough to break it, but it's good for a lot of stuff, and you can use it like that. I would use some pliers or something to, like a vise to put it in. If you have a vise, lock it in, break it over a corner. But yeah, just a little tip. So I was just on Marketplace and I found this pack of molding. They're 12 feet long. It's 35 bucks for about 5.5 pieces, which is plenty to do my whole project. So yeah, I'm just gonna, kind of works perfectly. Looks great. I'm probably gonna have to do some quarter round because this stuff's a little thinner than the stuff I was gonna use. So yeah, it's just gonna leave like a little gap right there, and I want to cover that up. So I'll go around with this, and then I'll throw some quarter round on it. But yeah, first I have some spots I need to touch up before I attach anything. This is all from the primer. The stuff splashes quite a bit, and then I got some stuff around the staircase that I'm gonna cover. But yep, that's what I'm gonna do today. Really the only thing left is to get this AC system put in. It's gonna go right above the door just because of the barn ceilings. Yeah, there's really nowhere else to put it because you don't want it facing towards the ground because it kind of shoots downward already. So yeah, it's gonna have a little ugly tube kind of hanging out of the front of the shed there, but we'll try to hide it the best we can. But yeah, I mean, I think it turned out great. Tell me what you think. If you would have done anything different, just let me know what I could do different. I don't know if I'll be doing something like this again, but if you like this kind of stuff, let me know. Or if you have any other ideas, things you want to see, things you want to see added to the shed, make it cooler, If you want a part 2 where I build a deck for it or do some kind of landscaping outside or anything like that, let me know. But that's about it for this video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn the notifications on, like, you know what to do.